Just Baseball show for Friday, September 5th. Happy week one of the NFL slate. Happy week two of college football. Who's the best college football team in America? Is it the LSU Tigers? Who's the best NFL team? Is it the Philadelphia Eagles? I don't care. It's baseball season. We're going to talk about that. And we have a. Come on.
Are we singing the mailbag?
Yeah,
I
dude.
thought you
Like,
were gonna tie me up. Normally we
why
decide
do I
high
have to
or
count
low.
down?
All right, all right. How about this?
And we have a
Mailbag, where
mailbag.
we answer every question from our Discord, from Twitter, from Instagram. We appreciate everybody leaving those questions. Another reminder, if you want to join the Discord, because our mailbag is mostly filled with those Discord questions, you can find the link in the episode description. Just $10 a month, less than a price of a sandwich. For the final days of the MLB regular season and the playoffs, it is the best time to join. So make sure join through the link in our episode description. And this episode is brought to us by the sportsbook born in Vegas that is BetMGM. Of course, there's still plenty of baseball going on, but if you want to sprinkle on any of your favorite NFL picks or college football picks, reminder, use code JUSTBASEBALL on BetMGM for that first bet offer up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if your first pick loses. Just remember, gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 years or older. Terms and conditions apply. I'm happy to be back on the Just Baseball show after my brief stint on the IL.
Yeah. Have you considered face wash? Like that.
It's way worse than anything face wash, so I'll spare the listeners any of the gory details.
You
But
just got a lip thing going on, huh?
I got an infection from a
Ugh.
cyst in the middle of my
That's
lip.
gory, dude. You just
Not go.
gave us
Oh,
the gory details.
I could get way more
No, 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 no,
gory.
no.
Basically, it was hell. Couldn't sleep. Massive headaches. Horrible, horrible, horrible. But I'm back and I'm ready to talk some baseball on the mailbag.
In all seriousness, I'm happy that you're okay.
Thank you.
That's a big like it almost looks like a big freckle on your
I'm
mustache
I'm
right now.
trying to just use the mic to cover my face and talk really close to it, and so nobody can see the growth in the middle of my face.
I'm excited to talk through this mailbag. Real quick before we get going, it has been very fun to watch the college football community and the NFL community play the what if game and play the lead up to week one game. When I remember, I mean, we're 5 months removed from playing the what if game. It's just fun to go through the cycle every single year of, oh, you think this team's awesome, awesome, awesome. And then all of a sudden somebody gets hurt week one and everything changes. And then you get into the whole element of analyzing games. Alabama stinks now. Florida State's awesome. The Eagles, what do we know about them? We're recording before Sunday or Thursday night football. Like it is funny because they feel the same way that we all feel entering spring training. This team's going to be great on paper, and then all of a sudden somebody fractures a hamate bone, and it's like, oh, okay, this team's not as good as we thought they were.
But I do my NFL predictions on Just Gridiron Fans, which you can go check out. But there is nothing like getting ready for the baseball season. There's just nothing like it. More games, a better sport, in our
Everything
opinion.
normalizes too. It like
Yeah,
there are teams that can fluke their way through a season. Everything normalizes over 162. That does not happen in baseball.
I agree. No, it does happen in baseball. You're saying everything normalizes in baseball versus the other sports where there's
Yeah,
less games.
I'm saying
Yes,
you can fluke your way through a football season. You cannot fluke your way through a baseball season.
couldn't agree more.
Okay, let's get into question one here. Again, this is a nice mix of Discord and social media. The reception, again, thank you for all of the questions that you have fed us. This first one comes to us from Jackson Brown 18 on Instagram. No, not the singer Jackson Brown or the artist Jackson Brown. What's one thing every contending team needs to do to win the World Series? The way that we defined contending team, I personally had the six division leaders as it stands right now. The teams that sit atop the AL East Central West and the NL East Central West.
Yeah, I texted you about this question because I was thinking to myself, wait a minute, this question could be an entire video or an entire episode.
Yes.
Right? If we go through every single contending team, we go through the wild card, we go through teams a couple of games out. I mean, there's like 10 teams in the American League, there's like 8 or 9 teams in the National League.
Right.
We're doing the majority of the league, which we can do in a future episode. We'll likely do leading up closer to the playoffs. But right
Mhm.
now, I think it's a good idea to identify some of the major questions among the current division leaders.
Yeah, and division leaders, listen, it's all overwhelmingly positive as it pertains to division leaders. If you're sitting at first place in your division on September 4th, we're going to be overwhelmingly positive about you. But what's the thing that can put you over the top? Is it a continuation of something that is already happening? Is it somebody that is underperforming, reversing course and being great for the last month and carrying that into the first week of October? Who knows? I started with Philly. I went NL East, Central West, then AL East, Central West. So I go Philly, Milwaukee, Dodgers, and then Toronto, Detroit, Houston. I'll give you mine first, and then you fill me in where you went. Cool.
Do it.
Let's start with Philly. I looked at this starting rotation without Zach Wheeler. Luzardo needs to throw like he can. That's what I wrote down. Christopher Sanchez, I have full faith being a frontline starting pitcher in the postseason. Aaron Nola, I have zero faith in being a frontline starting pitcher in the postseason.
Isn't that crazy? Did you see that game against the Brewers and just all of his games since he returned from injury?
He
Just
does
doesn't look
not look good.
at all. I mean, he's at the point where I'm simply just not pitching him in the playoffs. Like
There's a chance.
it's at that point. It's not, oh, could he be some Swiss Army knife in the bullpen? Like Aaron Nola doesn't do that. Aaron Nola has built an incredible career off his ability to eat innings and pitch to a high threes ERA. And at his best, he can pitch to a low threes. But right now, when he's got an ERA in the sixes,
Yeah.
the command is not there. Home runs are flying all over the ballpark. The strikeout rate isn't there. The stuff doesn't look as good. I mean, there are no indicators that are telling us it's going to get any better. I can't trust Aaron Nola right now, which is a crazy statement. Because
It
what
is
have we said over
amazing.
the last like 5 years? Well, you can at least slot Nola in there. He's not a bona fide ace,
Yeah.
but my head rests nice on the pillow knowing he's going in the playoffs.
The other crazy thing about this is he's in year two of a 7 year, $172 million extension.
Yeesh.
People forget about that contract extension that they gave Nola. I appreciated the super high AAV 3 year deal that Wheeler got, but that 7 year extension for Nola might age like milk. We'll see. But Sanchez, I have full faith in.
Full faith.
Nola, I don't. Suarez, I do.
I
I'm
do.
90% of the way there. I think Ranger can shove in the postseason.
I'm 100% of the way there. Like
Okay, cool.
I get why you're at 90, but he's just proven time and time
Yeah.
again to be so good in the playoffs. He goes through these rough stretches, but when he's hot, I mean, Ranger can beat anybody.
So then the question becomes who's the third guy? And they have someone with the talent and the ability to be that third guy. And that's where I look at Jesus Luzardo. Luzardo has the stuff to dominate through a month of October. And I really feel like if he's firing on all cylinders, that can make them a World Series favorite again.
Totally agree with you. It's got to be Lizardo. Here's the thing, though. Lizardo has been wildly inconsistent. And I think that's why you posed the question of who's going to be the three starter. My question to you is, and I thought about this as well, because I think it's not likely, but I think it's more likely than some Phillies fans would want to admit. What if Lizardo struggles in his last few starts? Then what do you do? And I know this sounds crazy, but do you start Taijuan Walker? He's thrown over
There's a
100
chance.
innings this year. He's got an ERA under 4. He's not the sexiest guy, but hey, all you got to do is keep him in the ball game. Like, is it potentially a Walker for 4 or 3 and then Luzardo for 3? Like, is it some sort of piggybacking situation? I'm just saying it's not crazy to put Walker in the 3 spot.
The other name we haven't mentioned is you could go Walker for three and then the other Walker for three. We'll see how Bueller does factor into the postseason fold for the
Absolutely.
Phillies. But for me, Luzardo is kind of that cut and dry. Oh, he can give you 6 innings of 1 run ball in October.
I mean, we've seen it. Bueller in October, 3.04 ERA
Yeah.
in over 94 innings in the playoffs, right? He wasn't great with the Dodgers, but then look at what he did in October, right? So that guy is just built a little bit different. There are guys in Major League Baseball who just have it. It's hard to quantify, but you see it. Walker's got it. So if he
Yep.
can be that weapon, enormous.
Where's your Philly take?
That's my Philly take.
Okay.
We're perfectly aligned here. I'm staring straight at that 3 starter role. Who is going to grab it? And if Luzardo gets hot, watch out for Philly because
I
we
know.
know how good Luzardo can be. And then imagine you parlay both of those, Luzardo and then Bueller's a weapon.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know. I know. Milwaukee. Trevor McGill threw a bullpen session yesterday on Thursday. For me, that's it. They need their all-star closer back. I love Abner Uribe. I love Abner Uribe even more in the eighth inning than I do in the ninth inning. And when you go to Philly, when you go to LA, when you go anywhere else in the postseason, I'd trust an all-star closer in McGill, who's much closer to 30 years old and has been in many more major league situations than Uribe, more so than I would trust Abner Uribe. So for me, it's Trevor McGill getting back on the mound and really finding his footing going into October.
I wrote down I have 0 questions.
Okay?
And that is the best thing I can say about a contender. The absolute best. Because I guess the question is, are they going to continue this offensive brigade that they've shown this season? I have no reason to believe that they won't. I look at the starting rotation. My question could be, what will Mizorowski be? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Freddie is pitching out of his mind. Woodruff is coming off a bad start because he's a human being. Jose Quintana, what could you say? Look at what he just did to Philly. And then Quinn Priester, who's keeping the ball on the ground more than Quinn Priester outside of Fromber and Logan Webb? The answer is nobody. That's your 4. So you have questions about McGill? That would be better. But I
Yeah.
can count 5 guys I still trust in the Brewers bullpen. And imagine then Mizorowski back there as a 2-inning weapon.
Yeah.
So yes, McGill being back would be great. Does it matter? I mean, it does. But does it matter? It does. But does it matter?
It does.
I'm just so bullish on the Brewers, even though I
I
took
know.
them under
I know.
98.5 wins in the regular season on
But you
BetMGM.
didn't know, like, Quinn Priester wasn't on the team when you did that.
No. I took this like 3 days ago. And
Oh, really?
it's based on the rest of their schedule.
Oh, the taper off, I
I
see.
think they're going to taper off a little bit. Again, my analysis is on social media, so you can read
You're
through that.
such
But
a hater.
yeah,
Okay, cool.
Fangraphs projection models. I make bets based on that normally, and
Yeah.
obviously my own brain, and that's where I'm at. But
Yeah, no doubt, brother.
come playoff time, I still have 0 doubts about this team.
No, I get it. Yeah, you can't pluck something that could get better, but you take their under win total in the regular season. That's awesome. No, that makes a ton of sense.
That's betting for you. That's betting
Got you.
for you.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, the Dodgers. For me, Tommy Edman, Max Muncy, they got to get back on the field. Like the depth in this lineup does not look awesome at all right now. And we are going to talk about their starting pitching a little bit later on in the mailbag, but I don't know. For me, I just look at the bottom of that lineup and say there are a lot of teams with a better 5 through 9 than the LA Dodgers have.
So I feel good about Muncy coming back. I feel good about Edmund coming back.
Yeah, they're
Right?
both starting rehabs in AAA this week, this weekend.
You have Freeland playing third, who he's just young, right? He's got a 73 WRC plus. Like I don't know what.
So you replace that with Edman or
100%. No, you
Muncy.
replace that
Yeah,
with Muncy, and
yeah,
then you put Edmund in the outfield. So that's my question. Because yes, you can put Edmund in the outfield, and it makes it look a little bit better. But Conforto, and maybe that's the spot that he takes, and expected that's a spot that he's going to
you
take.
sent Conforto to the gulag, man. Yeah,
I mean, he's nearly unplayable, but it's not just him because it's like, let's put Edmund in left or center and move Pajes over. I mean, Pajes, I talked about the issues about what, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I was like, pay attention to Pajes because he's not the all-star that he was in the first half, or I thought he should have been an all-star, but he was playing at an all-star level. Second half, 719 OPS. Not great. And then you got Teoscar Hernandez, who had to take a 2-day breather. He's at a 734 OPS this year with a 700 OPS in the second half. And his defense is egregious. I mean, it's Schwarber-esque out there right now.
yeah.
So The Dodgers are not impenetrable. They're still amazing. And it's not like I have major questions. I expect Teoscar to bounce back in the playoffs because he's Teoscar Hernandez. I expect Pajes to be solid. And I expect Edman. I mean, Edman won a damn NLCS MVP. So it's not anything crazy. But when I watch Dodger baseball lately, I agree with your sentiment. The lineup drops off quick. And even when you add those guys back, the outfield ain't perfect.
Yeah. Andy Pajes, I do want to bring this up. Drastic home road splits. I'm not sure if you've seen those before. Do you know what he's OPSing at home versus on the road?
I didn't see his splits.
The home road, so 69 games at home, hitting 312 with a 942 OPS. 66 games on the road, hitting 230 with a 615 OPS. So
Yuck.
his OPS drops from 942 to 615 away from Dodger Stadium.
It's probably just a weird quirk.
Yeah, that's some home cooking. Yeah, I
Yeah.
have no idea what that means other than purely coincidental. This guy might just love playing at home, and he
Who
doesn't,
knows?
you know. There are guys that don't like existing on the road, and I totally understand. Let's go to the American League here. Toronto. Jeff Hoffman needs to turn it on.
Do we have the same answers?
Maybe. Hoffman needs to turn it on. Hoffman has been horrible. Do you know what opponents OPS'd against Hoffman in August?
Well, I know that he walked 9 batters in 12 innings and had an ERA in the six, so it's got to be high.
Opponents in the month of August against Jeff Hoffman had a 980 OPS against him. Can't happen. It's a
Ouch.
3-year deal for an all-star closer.
4.85 ERA this year, 5.08 ERA if you combine July and August. Like I said, walked 9 batters in 12 innings. I know we at Lone Depot Park for just
Yeah,
baseball day, just watched him implode again.
horrible.
It's weird. I mean, he's Jeff Hoffman. Like I fully believe he can bounce back at any moment. Any moment. He's proven. But I mean, look at what's happening. The Blue Jays, they can't go far if their closer is a pitching machine.
Yeah.
That's what he's been over the last 2 months. Like, I love the Blue Jays offense. I love what we've seen from Bieber, even though he just had a rough start, his past start, which is fine. He's a human being. Right? Gosman is still the man. Scherzer has really stepped up in the second half. He could potentially be the 3 starter in this rotation.
I trust him right now over Barrios, I think.
Barrios has taken a big step back. Bassett is just Chris Bassett. I mean, pitching to a low fours.
Throw a lip in and toss.
Yeah, I mean, it's just 7 innings, 12 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks. I don't know.
It's the good stuff.
There's a lot of base runners. There's a lot happening. It's
Grit
entertaining.
Bassett. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Scherzer could grab that three spot. But of course, they have Brios. The offense is awesome, and I like the middle of their bullpen. It's just you get to the ninth inning with a lead, you got to be able to trust your closer, and I think even the biggest Blue Jays fans right now don't trust Jeff Hoffman. And again, he could turn around in September and wipe away all that, but he's got to do it. He's got to wipe that away because we can't have a guy who you have no idea what he's going to give you when the lights are bright.
I get it, brother. Hoffman, it's on you, man. Detroit. Where'd you go here?
What does the playoff rotation look like after Skubal?
Sure.
Because you and I are Mize fans, but in the second half, he's got a 5.5 ERA.
He has not been good.
Flaherty's got a 4.97 in the second half. There's a part of me that's like, let's see more Troy Melton. I know he's been operating out of the bullpen.
There's more than a part of me. Like, I think Troy Melton can absolutely start games in the
But
postseason.
here's the other part of me. He's a rookie pitcher who hasn't thrown a ton of innings. What is he going game 2? I can't stomach that. And I think, even the fan pages, Troy Melton fan page on X would say, game 2, I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot to put on a young guy like this. Even though I've really liked his stuff and I like the way he commands the baseball. I think he's a really solid young right-handed starter, but I just have those questions. And with a bullpen that isn't screaming chaos like it was last year, I think the pitching is a struggle. The offense is awesome, though. When Carey's swinging it like he is, and Riley Green and Torque and Glaber. I mean, Colt Keith has been their offense. I have zero issues.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say, well, what about shortstop? whatever. Not every offense is perfect. Just play defense over there, Trey Sweeney, or maybe it's Javi Baez, whatever. He's hitting 9 anyway. When you got 1 through 8 who I trust, we're good. But it's that starting rotation. And not to say that Flaherty and Mize can't bounce back. Perfectly talented pitchers. They totally can. But right now, I have those questions.
Yeah, I get it, man. For me, I actually went to offense because I feel like we're just not getting answers about the rotation. There is a chance Melton starts game two. There's also a chance Mai starts game two. There's also a chance Charlie Morton starts game two. I have no
No,
idea what's going to happen here.
can't
Morton
do
won't.
that. What about
Yeah,
Sawyer
Morton
Gibson
won't.
Log? Could I
Yeah,
interest you in some of his stock?
sure, absolutely.
Sure.
For me, I went to two guys that have been a little bit underwhelming post All-Star break. I look at Gleyber Torres and I look at Colt Keith, who both are OPSing under 700 since the break. And I just want to see them get going again because that lineup having length would be a heck of a lot different than what was going on with Detroit last year, where they were just winning games in the postseason 1-0. If they can win games 5-3, that makes me feel a hell of a lot better than 1-0 or 2-1.
I agree with you. I guess I just trust those two guys to
Yeah.
figure it out. But I know what you're saying. It's not
Yeah.
perfect.
Houston, I'll make it quick. Yordan Alvarez, stay on the lineup card.
Yeah. I mean, I adding two guys to that who I wrote down, Christian Walker and Yainer Diaz. We got to show up, especially with the power. Astros rank 18th in home runs this year. Do you know the Astros are the only division leader who have scored under 650 runs this year? And they're at 589?
Who are notable teams ahead of that? I can pull it up.
I mean, notable teams just ahead of 589?
Yeah.
Well, we can pull it up.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. Ahead of Houston in the runs scored department.
I mean, the Angels,
Yeah, the Angels, the Texas Rangers, notably bad team, the Texas Rangers. St. Louis is over that.
Tampa Bay Rays,
The A's, but the A's are nasty. Yeah, it's
the
an
Gi-
interesting grouping.
the Giants. Like, aren't the Giants supposed to have a bad offense? They have more runs scored. Like you said, the Cardinals, the Marlins have more. The Braves have more. The Washington Nationals are at 588.
Yeah,
The Houston Astros are at 589.
it's crazy.
Crazy. So those three, Jordan, maybe it's wishful thinking. I just trust. He's earned it. I think he's going to be awesome. But the Astros, I don't think can fully win if Yainer Diaz and Christian Walker aren't at least average hitters. We're not asking for a lot. The pitching is great. The bullpen, I assume Hader's going to come back for October. At least that's where signs are pointing to. But again, reports change. But even without him, I still have trust in this bullpen. And I love their playoff rotation, especially with Javier coming back. Luis Garcia in his first start looked great too. Like they can fill out a really good pitching staff. There's a reason they're in first place. Even though they've only scored 589 runs, it's because they have one of the best top to bottom pitching staffs in baseball. They
Yeah.
gotta hit. And I'm looking at you, Yiner. I'm looking at you, Christian Walker. And of course, Jordan has to be up there just because he's coming back from an injury and we need to see him be Jordan again.
So I will tell you, it's going to be really darn tight. Hader is rehabbing in Houston as of Tuesday, but had not returned to throwing.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see. We'll
We'll
see if
see.
he's around in October. But
Yeah.
I trust Brian Abreu. I trust a lot of other characters in that bullpen. But yeah, a lot of lineup questions for me. So that's your rundown of all the division leaders. That hey, what's that one thing that they can do to really push them over the top and make them World Series contenders? We'll get to our next question here. And I love this question here. This comes to us, I think, on social as well. No, this actually is our Discord question. Lil DJ227 in Discord. What wild card or outside looking in team do you see getting hot and making noise in October? It's interesting. I have a team that's 2.5 out of the
Hmm.
final wild card spot in their league right now. I'm looking at the way Tampa's playing baseball
Interesting.
in that Mickey Mouse Park that they're going to be calling home through the postseason. They're pitching right now, dude. I know Pepio's numbers after the break don't look great, but Pepio fronting a postseason rotation makes me feel awesome. Rasmussen is throwing his ass off still. This guy has been the best 5 and dive dude in baseball this year, and that has been an injury prevention method for Tampa. Oh, by the way, Shane Baz looked great last time out against Seattle. And Junior Caminero has 40 homers, dude.
Yeah.
Any lineup with Junior Caminero, I feel confident in. Tampa saved their best baseball for late August, early September, and they can absolutely run through the tape this season.
Yeah. I just struggle with their lineup. I know what you say about Junior. He's the man. And Brandon Lau just hits tanks. Josh Lowe's swing has looked better. There's areas I like, but you know, watching these Rays games, like you get to the bottom of the lineup and it's just a lot of young guys who are unproven. And for them to all string it together enough to overtake some of the teams, I just don't see it. I like the shout because I agree with you. They are playing better baseball and they're getting more exciting to watch. They've just been so inconsistent that I just feel like a they're at the top of the roller coaster hill and they might come down. That's my issue with the Rays. For me, I went with the Texas Rangers. And that might be kind of the obvious answer. But with Eovaldi going down, I feel like a lot of people just kind of were like, all right, the Rangers season is over. But with how DeGrom looks, with how Merrill Kelly looks, and with how Jack Leiter looks,
Mhm.
Jack Leiter has taken hold of that 3 spot. And then you look at the offense. Well, Seager is down with an appendectomy. He should be back. And he is awesome. And Semien is on the shelf. And you say, well, Semien, he's gone. Eovaldi's gone. The big names. It's probably the end of the road. Semien has been, for lack of a better word, terrible all season long. So him exiting the lineup is not that big of a deal in my eyes. Like, of course, you'd want him in October just because he's a proven commodity, could
He's
be
there.
great,
Yeah.
but he hasn't proven that at all at any point this season. So him going down, not that big of a deal. With Langford stepping up, with Josh Young stepping up, a couple of other guys in their lineup are swinging the bat better. They've been playing better baseball over the last 3 weeks. They're a team that we've talked about it all year, can catch lightning in a bottle. And with Leiter stepping up, that's a team I think can sneak in. And of course, the Rangers have that postseason pedigree. You still have DeGrom Kelly as your front two. And if Leiter is pitching the way he does, I still feel good about him in a game 3. The bullpen has been good all season long. It's kind of similar to the Cubs bullpen where I certainly have questions just because the name value isn't great. And maybe that's a non-ball knower take by me, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But they're pitching well. So what am I
Yeah.
going to say? It's kind of similar to the Cubs where it's like, yeah, in a big time game, do I trust them? I don't know, but they've given me no reason to say no.
Yep.
It's kind of similar to the Rangers. So for me, it's Texas.
I get it, man. And we'll see if Seattle coughs this thing up, but it's going to be really interesting into the home stretch. And we'll see if one of these teams getting hot at the right time can actually finish the job. If you're in the midst of a wild card hunt, chances are the blood pressure is a little high, right? And the heartbeat is going to be a touch irregular. Maybe it leads to palpitations. And that could get you thinking, am I okay? Is my family going to be okay? If the wild card chase does put me under, that's why you should trust your friends at Ethos Life Insurance to
Yep.
get you covered, okay? Ethos is an online platform that makes getting life insurance fast and easy to protect your family's future in minutes, not in months. There's no complicated process, 100% online. There's no medical exam required. You can just answer a few health questions, get a quote in as little as 10 minutes. You can get same day coverage without ever leaving your house. Ethos is a trustworthy company that disrupts the traditional life insurance industry. As of March of 2025, Business Insider named Ethos the #1 no medical exam instant life insurance provider. 3 million families, I'm coughing, I might need Ethos. 3 million families have completed their applications and trusted Ethos to help find the right coverage. Ethos has a 4.8 out of 5-star review on Trustpilot with over 2,400 reviews. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos. Get your free quote at ethos.com/justbaseball. That's ethos, ethos.com/justbaseball. Feel like I
Another
did pretty well on that one.
another gorgeous ad read from you.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciated it.
Yeah.
As weird and twisted as I can make the transition, the better. And you know what? They're going to get super segmented. They're going to get crappy at some point, but not yet. And I'm going to keep pushing the boundaries. Let's jump to a young pitcher question. And I'm really excited
Wait,
to
we
answer
forgot about
this
the
one.
National League. We forgot about our National League picks. We got to keep going with this question.
Oh, I didn't have a National League pick.
I do.
I just picked a team. The NL's like cut and dry for me.
Is it?
Yeah.
What if I'm getting fired up about the San Francisco Giants?
Yeah, that's weird. Don't do that.
They've won 9 of their last 10 games. Logan Webb is a monster. Robbie Ray is still very solid. And are we going to be the people to say Verlander's over the hill? No, I'm not. What about Devers? Heating up. Heliot Ramos, solid. Willie Adames, heating up. They've got some guys. Matt Chapman. Patrick Bailey's still the best defender in baseball. Ryan Walker has fully bounced back from his really rough start to the season. They're playing really, really well. And when I look at the wild card standings right now, the Mets have a lot of question marks in the starting rotation. The Padres have, they're in a free fall right now. They've lost 4 in a row. They've only won 2 of their last 10 games. The Giants are 4 games out of this wild card hunt. I'm not saying they're definitely going to make it, but what I am saying is I'm enjoying the hell out of watching Giants baseball lately, and I'm saying this thing ain't over.
This Giants schedule actually sucks in the month of September. Not from like a hard perspective. They have 8 series in September against 4 teams. They play the Rockies twice, home and home effectively, home and home with St. Louis, home and home with Arizona, and home with the Dodgers. They've got 7 games against the Dodgers, 4 of which at Dodger Stadium. Arizona and the Dodgers are a little scary. St. Louis, you're walking into a funeral home this weekend. Like Busch Stadium, I don't know what's going on there right now, man.
Nobody is going to those games. It's crazy. Busch Stadium always sells out. Nobody's there.
But like, what are you going for right now? Like a Miles Michaelis start? Does that get you fired up?
I'm not blaming them. This is not me being like, what are you doing, Cardinals fans? Why don't you go pay the $40 for parking? Why don't you go pay for $20 beers? Why don't you go pay $60 for a ticket each?
You might see Joel Pozo rip 2 singles the other way.
With Brendan Donovan hurt, like, I get it. I'm not screaming, oh, Cardinals fans, you better be out there. I totally get it. It's just still surprising because Cardinals fans, even in the depths, still make it out to Busch. But not anymore. Not right now.
Pozo's on the IL. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That was a historically inaccurate joke from me,
That
and
was
I
recent, though,
apologize.
right?
Yeah, recent. Last
Yeah.
game was on August 28th, so I'm a whole 6 days behind.
You're like these Cardinals fans right
Give
now.
me a break.
Do you think those Cardinals fans even know?
I think they might. But like, okay, you just swept Colorado in Colorado. You go to St. Louis, I feel good about that. But then you got Arizona and the Dodgers. Arizona's no slouch.
I know. And that's where you put up or shut up.
You go Arizona Dodgers, Arizona Dodgers, and then you go Cardinals Rockies. I hate that schedule. Like from an aesthetics perspective, I hate it with a burning passion. But that's a little scary, I think, if you're trying to cover what a 5 game deficit that you have right now, 4 game deficit.
Yeah. It's not easy. And I'm not saying it's
Four,
definitive.
yeah, 4 games, and the Mets are getting a little bit better.
What I am saying is nobody is as hot as the Giants right now, except for like the Brewers. They just, they're awesome always. But they're playing excellent. And Devers is hitting. And Willie
Yeah,
Adames is hitting. And the lineup is a lot better to watch.
yeah,
And with those 3 guys potentially in a playoff rotation, I'm just saying, don't count them out.
yeah. A lot of work still to be done,
A lot of work.
chasing 4. But you know what? Weird things have happened, and you're betting on the Giants staying this hot and the Mets tapering off still.
Even the Padres, too. They ain't safe.
They feel
Sounds
safe.
crazy, but like, I know
They
they
feel
feel safe. They should be in the playoffs. They
yeah.
likely will. If you look at BetMGM odds, it's They're almost guaranteed to get in, but crazier has happened. And
Yeah,
don't let the Giants creep up on these teams. That's all I'm saying.
I understand. Okay, let's jump forward here to our young pitcher question that I'm very, very excited for. This comes to us from Chase in Discord. Who are some young pitchers on contending teams that could break out as a star this postseason? It always feels like there's one or two. And I did the dive to ID the guys that are not household names right now. Obviously, you diehards listening are aware of who these guys are. It's not like I'm plucking a random Jamoke who just got up as a September call up. That's going to be amazing. The slam dunk answer is Cade Horton, right?
His second half is just.
He should be the rookie of the year favorite.
Well, here's the thing. It's about innings, and I know I'm going to get shit from Cubs fans. Has nothing to do with the talent level. Another 5 inning no-hit performance, and every single time he takes the mound, I'm bombarded with just nasty DMs. If I hate him, it's just could be further from the truth. I'm talking about precedent. Whatever. You either understand the point that I was making or you don't. I'm not going to transition any people to my side if they're already on the other side. But what I do want to say is that, I mean, he doesn't get hit ever. He's
Ever.
the only thing that sucks is that the Cubs are limiting him. Another reason why I don't think he's going to win Rookie of the Year. 5 innings, no hit. Gets pulled at 75 pitches. Why? The Cubs want to save him for the postseason. Of course they do. He hasn't thrown this many innings ever. Makes all the sense in the world. Which is why he's got a 1.4 B WAR. It's hard to catch up.
Yeah.
If they let him keep going, he could absolutely win Rookie of the Year. But regardless, that's not the answer to the question. Young pitchers who could become a star. Cade Horton, top of the list.
Cade Horton, top of the list. I think a clear cut number two, Cam Schlittler of the New York Yankees.
I
You're
love
going to
that from
learn.
you because I, even as a Yankee fan, had Nolan McLean number 2, but you're putting my boy Cam. I love it.
You're gonna learn about Cam Schlittler. McLean has been devilish, and McLean is a very, clear-cut three for me. McLean is the guy, but for me, that's not like a true breakout to this sense because McLean, it's been mania. Nolan McLean is doing things through four starts that only Fernando Valenzuela has done over the last 70 years.
He is so nasty.
Watching the highlights of his outing with Benetti calling it on the Tigers telecast was hilarious because he was just dumbfounded by this. He was spellbound by the gross stuff coming out of Nolan McLean's right hand.
It's almost like he's got like reliever stuff as a starter, where
Yeah.
it's like you see it in inning spurts and you're like, whoa, that slider is crazy. Whoa, that sinker two seamer is tailing 2 feet. Whoa.
Yeah.
But then he does it for 5, 6 innings. Man,
Yeah.
he's good.
So maybe it's the edgy take to have McLean three. He's probably clear cut two, but I've got a clear cut two as Schlittler because you're going to learn. 9 starts at a 2.6 ERA. Schlittler, since he debuted, has been the most reliable starting pitcher for the New York Yankees. And it hasn't really been close. Fried's season long numbers look good. Schlittler's all reliable at this point.
I said it, I think either the Discord or our Just Baseball group chat with just the staff. I was like, Schlittler's the ace.
He might be.
I mean, he's
You got two
got
$200 million pitchers in Fried and Rodon with Cole on the IL, but Schlittler's the ace.
he's got a 1.60 ERA in August, and postseason teams get ready to learn fuzz. I mean, it's 97 at the top with just ride, and it's
It's
easy
high octane
mechanics.
shit.
Oh, it's so
Last
fun to
three
watch.
starts, 6 2/3, 1 hit, 8 Ks in Tampa. 6 scoreless, 4 hits, 8 Ks at home against Washington. Then he throws against the White Sox, 6 innings, a 1 run ball, 8 Ks. He's dominating.
And
Bad teams, but he's dominating. Tampa's okay, actually.
for all those who were saying the Nationals isn't a good opponent, they have as many runs as the Astros.
Yeah, there you
Basically,
go.
that's my spin zone.
Cool. I love it. Schlittler was number two. McLean, I put Tong as a subset on McLean. McLean's the star, but Tong could absolutely be somebody that people fall in love with.
Tong is incredible. Also, I mean, I had Schlittler 3, Tong 4, McLean 2, but yeah, we're aligned on top 4.
There's a chance Emmett Sheehan makes nasty starts for the Dodgers. So I
Yeah,
had Sheehan on that list loosely.
I like Sheehan, and I like that you gave him a shout. I just don't think he's going to get starts in the playoffs.
That's fair.
That's my
That's
thing.
fair. And we'll talk about that a
Yeah.
little bit more later. I do feel bad for Sheehan because he was made out to be this villain on Wednesday night when he started in Pittsburgh. Cam Devaney got his first major league hit. Sheehan got the ball. He opted to keep the ball. He darted it. I hope Devaney got that ball, but like Sheehan had no idea that it was his first major league hit ball. He was just dialed, and we were like, this asshole, he kept it on purpose. No, he didn't.
Jack, on a national baseball podcast, just like the others, we're supposed to assume the worst and then grill him for
Emmett
most
Sheehan
of the
should
show.
face prison time for what he did to Cam Devaney and that ball.
Instead of analyzing players, instead of being optimistic, let's shit on narratives we invent. That's
That's
how we
cool.
make a good show. And we're not doing it right now,
That's cool.
unfortunately.
Emmett Sheehan knew exactly what he was doing. And again, he should face 10 years in prison minimum for keeping that ball.
Glad you put minimum because that is the minimum sentence deserved here,
I'm joking, everybody out
obviously.
there. A couple other names that I want to throw out here. Bullpen arms.
Wait,
Dodgers
are
have
we done with
two.
starters?
I'm done with starters.
Are we not going to talk about Peyton Tolle with the Boston Red Sox?
That works.
Because that's 98 and that
That
cutter
works.
is disgusting. Now, we need to see more.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about young pitchers who can become stars in the postseason, I know I'm crazy. I know I'm a prisoner of the moment. This is Peter Apple talking at the end of the day. But I watched that start and I'm like, game two.
Yeah,
Game
I
two after
understand.
Crochet.
Totally was a higher ranked prospect than McLean and Tog. Like, I get it. And that's a total gaff on me for not having Totally on my list. So,
It's all right.
totally. Yes.
It's okay.
Uh,
Just in the YouTube comments below, trash them,
yeah,
please.
call me an idiot.
Yeah.
Do you have bullpen arms? I've got three.
I actually have one more starter.
Okay.
I know he's not like technically a rookie, but can we keep buying into Jack Leiter?
Yeah, of
Potentially, if
course.
they make the postseason,
Of
which
course.
I think there's an outside shot that they do.
Yeah.
Like Jack Leiter came up as a star, disappointed. People almost left him for dead. But over in the second half, this guy's completely found it. The command has been better.
Yeah.
He's got more than two pitches now. So you're not just sitting on a heater. This is what we expected out of Leiter when he first came up. Some guys, it just takes a little bit longer. But Jack Leiter absolutely is on this list for me.
Cool. Yeah, I dig it, man. I like that shout. A couple of relief arms. I think a lot of people already know about Abner Uribe, but he could take that next step as just being totally lights out for Milwaukee.
National fans are going to see that and be like, oh, who is that demon?
Yeah.
I mean, he pitches like a demon. Like
Yeah.
it's electricity. It's the low arm slot. It's sizzling into the strike zone.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like baseball fans who listen to the show know Abner Uribe well, but I'm talking playoffs when you turn on Mets, Brewers, or something like that, and you're like, whoa, 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 what's this?
hmm And then two guys in the same bullpen. The Dodgers typically do the veteran thing in their bullpen, and guys step up. Right? Last year it was the postseason of Trinan. This year you're going to see two guys. Number one, he might not be getting whiffs right now, but Edgardo Enriquez
Oh, you
is
ready for
sitting
103?
101.
Yeah, you ready for 103? Because that's coming out of that bullpen.
Yeah, Edgardo Enriquez, and then this guy is not 101. But if you haven't learned about Jack Dreyer, get ready to meet Alex Vesia 2.0.
Yeah, I feel like enough people know him by now.
Dreyer,
Yeah, just I mean, maybe my maybe I'm forgetting. Wasn't he good in the last year's playoffs too?
Dreyer did not pitch in last year's playoffs.
Oh, then maybe I'm just casual. Yeah, that is a good answer then. For whatever reason, my brain remembers him shoving in the postseason last year, even though that never happened.
No, you're probably thinking of Kasparius at that point.
No, no, I of course we know Kasparius. I don't know
Bonda?
why. Maybe I'm just it's my lip talking.
I don't know.
Brain's
I
gone
guess.
kaput.
Who other guys?
I didn't write down any bullpen arms just because I was like, do bullpen
Cool.
arms become stars? That was just kind of the way I thought about it, but I like those shouts absolutely.
I get it. Okay, let's go to our next question. This is a free agency question. Wow, maybe earliest we've talked about free agency to this point. This
No, we always try to mix it a little free agency.
this question comes to us from Jackson Job 1 on X. It is not the Tiger pitcher get well soon.
We don't know. Could be a burner.
Who are the most underrated players in this upcoming free agent class?
I got three answers.
Okay.
Actually, I got four. Number one, Ozzy Albies. Now, the reason I wanted to start with him is he's not a regular free agent. He's got a club option. So if the Braves decide to let him hit the open market, I'm very interested. Bad year, right? Throwaway year. Even last year, he wasn't great either. But 820 OPS in the second half. I still love him as a defender. I know we've talked about the switch hitting, right? He's so much better against lefties, but I just, and again, it's hard to pull something and be like, this is why Ozzy Albies is back, right? It's not like the hard hit rate is way up, right? He's putting the ball in the air more, in the second half, but still, like, it's been a disappointing year overall. But I have seen some better stuff in the second half, and I know how good he can be. I know that he's got 30 home runs in the tank. I know that he's got 35 doubles in the tank. Like that guy, again, if the Braves decide, it's over and we want to go a different direction, I don't know why they would, but I did
They
want to bring him
wouldn't.
up. If he does hit the open market, like that's a guy who maybe some have given up on. I ain't giving up.
Okay, I get that. He will be an Atlanta Brave. That number is way too small for an Ozzy
Yeah.
Albies with that much pedigree. But give me your other two.
That's why I said I have three, but four, and I'll just start with Ozzy Albies.
Yeah.
Real number one, Trent Grisham. 29 home runs this year, walks a ton, and never chases outside the zone. The plate discipline has been off the chart with him. The only hitter this year who chases pitches outside the zone less is Juan Soto. He's got the lowest strikeout rate of his career, 134 WRC plus. It's a short, compact swing. Can play a good center field, even though the numbers don't love him this year. And to be perfectly honest with you, the defense, I've been a little bit surprised. It hasn't been all that great. Hasn't been, I don't think, as bad as the numbers say. But again, defense, I still have faith that he can play a good center field.
Hmm.
It's going to be 29 next year. I'm not saying like, oh, this is the guy, everybody's got to get him. It's more just fascinated with what he gets in the open market. Fascinated by that. What do teams see? Is this power real? I think the plate discipline is real. Like, he just puts up such good ABs and 29 jacks out of a center fielder under age 30. What's he going to get in the open market?
Yeah.
Number two, Gallen. Zach Gallen of the Arizona Diamondbacks. I mean, he's back to being Zach Gallen in the second half. 3.40 ERA. In the first half, he was walking 3.5 per nine. It's not Zach Gallen. Walking 2 per nine is much more Gallen's speed. Cut the home run to fly ball rate down exponentially. It's still Zach Gallen. Like, it's still Zach Gallen, the guy who shoved in the postseason, the guy who's capable of putting up an ERA under 3, the guy who, even in a decent year last year, was one of the better pitchers in the National League. Yes, this year has been a disaster overall.
Yeah.
But in the second half, he's looked a lot more like Gallen. Like, Fromber, everyone's going to want, and Michael King, everybody's going to be intrigued with. Cease's stuff is still excellent. And then people are kind of going to look at Gallen as the odd man out of the better starting pitchers left on the market.
Yeah.
Still Zach Gallen. Like, if we're doing a 1-year prove it deal for Gallen next year, give me that. Every team should be on the block for that. Now,
Gotcha.
I assume it's going to be more, but maybe it isn't. And if it isn't, I want Zach Gallen on my team.
I
And number
feel like
three,
it will. Yeah, I feel like it will be more. But give me number three.
Ryan Helsley. He's a free agent at the end of the year. I mean, this is Ryan freaking Helsley, one of the best closers in baseball for the last 3-4 years. But with the Mets, for lack of a better term, he's been terrible. Right? He's given up more earned runs with the Mets than he has with the Cardinals. And he wasn't even having that great of a season with the Cardinals. I saw a report that he was maybe tipping pitches, and then he comes out his next outing. You'd think he'd fix it. Nope. Gets bombed again. What is he going to get? So again, these are more guys who are coming off bad seasons, but there's still a part of me that thinks maybe I'm buying into the name value, but I just know that these guys are way more talented than what they've shown this season. And with Grisham, that's kind of one where I'm just the most fascinated to see what he gets in the open market. I'm not even sure if I actually accurately answered the question, but to me, this was a free agent venting segment. And I used it even though I don't even know if I answered the question correctly.
So I don't think you did. My counter was going to be I went more dumpster diving than you did, but
Yeah.
I can appreciate what you did because it was a good vent session.
I
Nice
am
job.
just I am off the IL. First bad
I
start off the
understand.
IL, it happens.
Yeah. So Grisham I did have listed because I feel like people weren't expecting Trent Grisham to get 70 to 80 million dollars, but Trent Grisham might get 70 to 80 million dollars. We will see. But working off of that, somebody that no one knows yet that they will know. I read Passan's article on a free agent preview. He talked about the guys coming over from Japan, Munetaka Murakami. Everybody is aware of. Murakami has been hitting the living crap out of the ball over the last month and a half. He's got like 15 homers over his last 30, 35 games, Murakami. But the guy that I want to key you in on, if he does make it stateside next year, Tatsuya Imai. And this guy has been awesome this year in NPB. 27-year-old. He's a smaller guy. It's like a Yamamoto type build. 5'11, 154. That weight might be a little outdated, but I have no idea. Imai, 144 innings this year at a 1.50 ERA, punching out 10 hitters per nine, walking 2.5 hitters per nine. In my last time out, complete game shutout, 2 hits, 10 Ks, no walks. His month of August, 24 innings of 1 run ball with 26 punchouts. So a 0.38 ERA in August. So that's just the name that I want to throw on your radar.
You had me at his last name.
IMAI. Imai.
I like that. I like that a lot.
So think about it.
The numbers are just the numbers. Am I? I don't know. That sounds good to me.
IMAI. So it is interesting. We will see what happens with him, but he seems like the prized possession on the international free agent market. Other names that I wanted to throw at you, two bullpen arms that have flown under the radar big time this year. Luke Weaver hits unrestricted free agency. Weaver's going to get a nice little payday. Back-to-back sub-3 ERA seasons. He looks really darn good.
Yeah, but what about Devin Williams taking opportunities instead of him?
No, it's big. I'm
It's just
happy
me
for Devin
venting.
Williams that he gets his 30th chance at trying.
No comment.
Emilio Pagan, another name that hits free agency that has been a saving grace for Cincinnati this year.
Yeah.
And then the deepest cut for you. Hold your chest. Miguel Andujar might get paid a little bit of money.
He's if he got a 3-year, $30 million deal in free agency, like what would you say? Would you be like, that's too much, or
I would be so happy for him. He is a gem of a human being. Indianapolis Indians team MVP in 2023. I'd be so fired up for him.
I love that
Miguel
take.
Andujar this year, 82 games hitting 313 with an 824 OPS. He does not punch out. 42 Ks in 304 plate appearances. Since he's gotten to Cincinnati, he's hitting 364 with a 1016 OPS over his front 22 games. He's punched out 12 times in 73 plate appearances. He's a hitter. He's not getting 3 for 30, but he could get 2 for 20. And I'm like, dude, good for you. And if your favorite team signs Miguel Andujar this offseason, be very excited about it.
Thank you for actually answering the question. Like the more I look at my answers, I was like, what was I thinking? I was just so
Yeah, you know what, Gallon?
you
Like,
actually got
listen,
two.
I'm playing the Andujar game. You're playing the Gallon game. We're not
Yeah,
the same.
you got two completely different answers to that question. One was answering the question, the other one was a weird venting session of questions that I have for whatever reason. I tried to slot those in.
And that's okay. We still love you.
Thank you.
This is going to be a quick one. It is Dodger related. We've teased it a couple of times. This question comes to us from Lombardi season on X. What do you think the Dodgers rotation looks like in the playoffs, and how would you schedule games one, two, three in a series? Are we going to see Roki again this year? The answer to the Roki Sasaki thing is no, you won't. This has been really, really bad on his rehab. 4 starts with Oklahoma City, 14 innings, 17 hits, 11 runs, 8 walks. He's not getting literally any swing and miss on his fastball. You're not seeing Roki again this year.
He's sitting 93 to 96 miles an hour. I got a quote here from Dave Roberts. Comes to us from Aaron Coloma, writer of an article in Sports Illustrated. And I quote, I am surprised because the talent level is certainly there, Roberts said. The performance, the stuff hasn't been there. I think there needs to be a tick up in stuff. And also, against AAA hitters, you would expect more. The reason I bring that quote is nobody's more confused even than the Dodgers themselves. They're like, what's happening? I mean, in the MPB, this guy was sitting 99 with just a wipeout splitter. But this version of Roki Sasaki, something happened. I don't know if he's hurt. I don't know if it's mental. Clearly, the Dodgers don't even know, or at least they aren't saying anything publicly. You're definitely not going to see Roki. That's the reason I added this question to our docket of questions.
Yeah.
Was
Because
because
they
I
have
was
plenty
like,
of options to start
yeah,
postseason
I
games.
mean, it's going to be Yamamoto, Snell, Glass now, and then I'd go
Probably
Ohtani.
Kershaw, and then you can use Otani out of the
Sure.
pen if you do want, which is
The-
nuts. But like
who
the,
cares? They're
the
all
real
great.
conversation here is no, you won't see Roki Sasaki factor into an October run.
Do you have a guess of what's happening? I don't.
I think he's hurt. Like I think he's
Yeah.
hurt. I don't know if it's shoulder. I don't know if it's oblique, which he had, earlier. Like it just feels like his arm is somewhat hurt. We don't know the whole deal. I don't want to speculate on how hurt his arm is or where his arm hurts, but is he not hurt? Like the stuff was electric a year ago. The
So
stuff
that
was electric 3 months ago.
so that's exactly what I'm thinking. I think that's exactly what most people are thinking. But here's my issue with that. If he's hurt, why is he throwing? It's not like the Dodgers need him.
There's a lot of expectations on this guy. There's a lot of pressure on this guy to right the ship in Major League Baseball when he caused this much of a fuss to get over to Major League Baseball.
That's why I lean more mental. Because think about it. You're Roki Sasaki. You are heralded as the next phenom. Like you're not in the good international signing bucket. You are in the Yamamoto, Otani, phenom bucket.
There was more fanfare with Sasaki's free agency than either of those two's free agency.
100%. Yeah, there might have
Yes.
been. Yeah,
Yes.
that's not
Because we
crazy.
didn't have precedent for somebody coming over and being freaking amazing for Otani aside from Ichiro. And like there are other guys obviously that have, come over and been fantastic. I mean, yeah, Hideo Nomo, Yu Darvish came over. Daisuke was amazing
There
for a
was
little bit, but
questions because it's like, can he actually hit and pitch? Like,
right.
what's going to
There were
happen?
there were questions there. The media presence around Otani and Yamamoto last year made Sasaki even greater coming over.
So I think about it like this. This phenom comes over with all of the expectations in the world. And even in his time in Japan, all the reports there is that he left a very sour note with Japanese media. So he didn't have, I think, the same backing of a Yamamoto, of an Otani from all the people over there. So there's already more pressure on him. What happens? He comes over, really struggles. And now he's riding a bus in Oklahoma City in the middle of nowhere, respectfully. It's got to just be eating at him. And he's probably bringing it to the mound. Now, that's all conjecture, a complete guess. It could just be way off, and it could just
Yeah.
be injury related, and everything I'm saying is
Yeah.
borderline shit. But I think it because I just can't imagine the Dodgers throwing him if he's actually hurt. Like, they've dealt with a lot of injuries over there to their starting rotation. And they shut him down. They give him the time that they need because they have the luxury to do so.
But
So it's
if you
like, then
have
why is he
someone
pitching?
If you have someone that is healthy enough to pitch and they are adamant that they pitch instead of address it, then you let him pitch, especially when there could have been guardrails in place from Sasaki's camp at time of signing. Like there had to be a lot of things. And I'm not saying Uncle Dennis and, it's Apple time. It's Apple time is at play here. By the way, Pablo Torre finds out. Good for you, man. But I'm just saying, like, there could have been things in that agreement with the Dodgers saying, this guy decides when he's hurt. This guy decides, when he, can begin ramping up. He has a lot of autonomy in his career. He has full autonomy over his career. And you just happen to be the team that he chose to have full autonomy with. I don't know what the agreement looks like. Again, like it's not a fun thing to think about. The fallback is this guy's probably hurt and it sucks that he's trying to like force his way through this season. You won't see him this year. Like that feels kind of cut and dry. He's a net negative for the LA Dodgers right now, and you hope that he's a overwhelming net positive in 2026.
To wrap up, on this, my main sticking point is the counter to your argument. I can't imagine the Dodgers not doing these checks on him
But
when
it
they see
takes two to
94.
tango. It takes
Yeah.
two. There's an employer-employee relationship.
Yeah,
And
I
it
don't
can't
know.
just be the employee says you're getting cut tomorrow and the employer says you're getting cut tomorrow and the employee says, "Okay, when?
Yeah, I don't get a
Do
good
I get the
answer.
strawberry anesthesia?"
Yeah,
No,
I don't.
that doesn't exist.
Is there strawberry anesthesia?
I don't know. I think they're all like cool mint. I had my wisdom teeth pulled. I don't remember the flavor of the of what knocked me out. But okay, before we move on to the rest of the program, I do want to tell you about our friends at Lids because we've got a great deal for you using the code JB Lids. You get a free year of Access Pass premium membership with Topps Chrome purchase, which is a value or a hobby box. Obviously, Lids has ventured into the baseball card space, and we want to make sure you get some serious bang for your buck. So, if you do go to your local Lids, I saw two in the mall in DC when we were in DC for Marlins Nats. I saw fourth floor and first floor. Number one, awesome, double the Lids. Number two, I could have very well walked in there, found myself a value box or a hobby box of Topps Chrome, and given them the JB Lids code. And here's what you get: 20% off headwear, 10% off apparel, 10% off other novelty. That's not including trading cards. You get access to product giveaways, exclusive experiences, and early access to product drops. All of this comes with Access Pass Premium from Lids. And all you have to do when you buy Topps Chrome at Lids, give them the code JB Lids, JBLIDS, and you get that free year of Access Pass Premium. Get involved, please.
It's so funny because, for all our card collectors out there, got to be just drooling at this offer. I mean, you get so much for just going to the store and saying the code JB Lids. It's an absolute no-brainer. For me, as a beginner card collector, of course, I love all those perks, but I just go into Lids because I love all the hats. Like, I
Sure.
still think it's the best place to shop for hats that there is as a hat collector over a card collector. Like, I love grabbing all the different teams, grabbing these different designs. Like, I love it. So I just headed into my Lids just because I freaking love it. And then on top of it, if you are into cards at all, it's an absolute no-brainer to use code JB Lids. Just a reminder, when you're checking out, just tell them the code and they'll give you all that.
I understand, brother. Okay, couple more questions here. We'll go pretty quickly through these. Mets starting pitcher question. This comes to us from nines or above 10. Nines or above 10? I don't know. On X. Uh, has to be time to bring up Sproat and move Senga and or Holmes to the bullpen, right? Yes.
Like, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, Brandon Sproat did just get called up, which is good for the
Yeah.
New York Mets. And it's
So
like,
he started on Sunday.
yeah, is he the four starter now? I mean, here's the thing. I think this conversation about the Mets rotation is wildly fascinating because it's like all the young guys, your eyes tell you that they are all better. I Kodai Senga, it's so funny. He's got a 3.02 ERA. And if you tell that to Mets fans, they're like, how? And as a Mets watcher, I'm also like, how? Because in the second half, it's only been 35 innings because it's so hit or miss, and he never goes longer than like 4 innings because he's walking the world. He has 22 walks in 35 innings. Pitched to an ERA under 2 in the first half, ERA over 6 in the second. I understand why they want him in the bullpen or potentially even down to the minor leagues. This is unplayable. Holmes, like, he's still a good pitcher, but this is why I was worried about the Mets at the beginning of the season. Can we expect Holmes to make it through an entire season, first year as a starter? Like, not everybody is Seth Lugo, where that dude just has a rubber arm and he can just throw 200.
Yeah.
Like, that is a 99th percentile outcome of a reliever becoming a starter. So Holmes is just starting to tail off, but he could still be a weapon in the bullpen come the postseason, right? With this new enhanced pitch mix, right? You get him a little bit healthier. I totally understand Holmes moving to the bullpen. That I feel like is easy. Senga, I don't have an answer because we know how great he is. Like, we've seen it. I know it's easy to be a prisoner of the moment. I do it all the time. It's my worst trait as a podcaster. I know it. I fall in love. I do. I admit it. It is what it is. So I get it. But I'm trying as a person who is a prisoner of the moment to tell you, like, you got to just keep rolling Senga out there in the meantime because you have to see if he can find it again. Like, I don't think sending him down to the minor leagues, putting him in the bullpen is good for him. I don't.
So what I will tell you is this guy has not proven that he can stay healthy over the last 2 years.
Nope.
And he has also not proven that he can fill up the strike zone consistently.
Nope.
And I'm with you when you look at the survey numbers. You say, how can a guy with an ERA under 3.1 be possibly headed to Syracuse to figure stuff out? Watch a start.
Yeah. Like,
It
just turn
really
on one
doesn't.
Senga start.
It does not look good at all right now. I think there's a world that they throw him in the pen, and it's 3 innings of the ghost fork off of 95, and it works. But why is 97, then 90, then 93, then 89, then 95?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. They have to figure something out. And honestly, if their best foot forward is a trio of McLean, Tong, Sproat, sure, okay.
So here's the thing about that. Like, I do like the idea of it because these 3 young arms are so fantastic. I trust Manaea. I know his ERA is in the mid fives, but his strikeout rate is actually way up. He's striking out over 11 per 9, and he's only walking like 1.8 per 9. So the strikeout to walk ratio is good. You look at the underlying metrics, expected ERA, Sierra, FIP, XFIP, they all say he's getting wildly unlucky. It's a small sample. When I watch him pitch, I still see Sean Manaea. But a couple of these fastballs, breaking balls hanging, home runs, his home run to fly ball rate is the highest of his career right now.
Yeah.
Right? It's way out of whack. I think he figures it out. And I know Peterson hasn't been amazing, but I still trust David Peterson. And also, what David Peterson does for you is he eats innings. I mean, for the love of God, could a Mets pitcher go farther than 5? Peterson could go 7, 8.
But what did he do last time out?
It wasn't good.
2 innings of 8-run ball.
Yeah. So, again, I get it. Prisoner of the moment. Peterson gets mollywopped. You're looking at McLean. You're like, that's the best stuff in the rotation. You look at Tong and you say, that's the second best stuff in the rotation. And Brandon Sproat has great stuff. And you're like, I want to see what he's got. And my guess is it's going to be good because he's awesome. So I get the allure of being like, let's just go there. I got to start Peterson game 1. I got to start Manaea game 2. And then we can go McLean Tong. I got to go that way. And I know it's not the sexy option. And I know our eyes are telling us that McLean and Tong are the 2 best.
I think you're signing up to leave after 3 days. I think you're signing up to lose so quickly.
I'm not done with Peterson. I am not.
I get it. I get it. All
And I'm not done with Manaea.
I get it. I get it. McLean is your game 1 starter. Let's not overthink this.
Okay. Let's all circle it, like we're in a huddle. McLean's the best pitcher here.
Yes.
Tong's
he's your game
best.
1 starter. I don't need to whisper through this. McLean's your game 1 starter.
Still
Tong, you haven't seen stress.
It's a rookie.
I want to see stress.
It's a rookie. There's so much pressure. It's not a guarantee that when the lights are bright and you're in Philly with those
I don't
screaming
care.
fans.
I don't care. For me, I'd prefer a test for that guy in Nolan McLean over like, okay, Clay, go get him for 5.
I'm not talking about Clay Holmes.
Okay, Kodai, go get him
I'm
for
not
5.
talking about Kodai. I'm talking about Peterson and Minai. I'm still putting Tong and McLean in the rotation. I can't. And I can't put Sprode in. He just got called up.
No, he
What do
just
you
got
mean he
up.
started game
He just
3?
he just got up. No, I don't. I'm not saying McLean 1, Tong 2, Spro 3. I think it
I'm
should go
sure.
McLean.
I'm sure there are
What?
some Mets fans
Oh,
saying
of
that.
course,
And I
of
get
course.
it. I
I'm
get it.
saying it should go McLean 1, Peterson 2, Mania 3, Tong 4.
Remember when we were supposed to work through these questions quickly?
Yeah, screw it.
We
It's
never
all
do
right.
that.
Let's go to the next one here. This is ending the season on a high note. Ryan Conchado on Instagram asked, "Who's the player that needs to end this season on a high note with their current team?" A couple of different ways you could look at this. I went with 3 guys that are hitting the open market that I would like to see finish the job going into free agency. 2 guys on the same team. I'll get my 3 answers out quickly. 2 guys on the same team: Dylan Cease, Luis Arise.
I had Dylan Cease written down as well.
Yeah, Cease and Arise, like they need to be better to get a payday. The other one is Devin Williams getting a 1-year, $6 million contract next year, or is he getting 3 for 50?
Well, are those contracts coming in the KBO? No, that was mean. It was mean
That
and
was
uncalled
really
for.
mean.
It was mean and
So
uncalled for.
that's the thing, man. He was lining up to be an $100 million closer before this year.
It's crazy because in low leverage, he looks so good. It's Devin Williams. It's Devin Williams in low leverage.
Yeah.
In high leverage, it's me trying my best. It's not good.
Yep.
Yeah, I got nothing to build off there. I have one, and I'm going to put on my Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless hat for this one. Fromber. And the reason I say Fromber is it's not really due to production. But that situation with Salazar pissed me off. It really did. Because you look at the body language, this is my opinion. It looked clear to me that he threw a sinker right at Salazar to send a message that clearly didn't mean to get sent. Now, Salazar's a pro, right? His post-game presser, it was loud. There was a lot of Yankee fans there. And, they're keeping it in-house because they're pros. They're the Astros. They run really well. But I fully believe he was sending a message to his catcher after he waved him off. Arm and Fink already broke it down. And Arm was giving him the benefit of the doubt, which I understand, right? Because it's a weird situation. We don't fully know. And Arm's a better journalist than I am. He's not giving his pure opinion on it, but I am. And I really didn't like it. And what I'm saying is, I think there are going to be organizations that agree with me. Not all of them. I think there will be some. Now, what can Fromber do to make people forget that? Be Fromber in the playoffs where it's 7 innings, one hit, where you get 50 ground balls and he just carves through lineups and people say, well, he's just too damn good. I don't care. But if he struggles, people are going to remember that. People are going to think about that when they're saying, do we give this guy a 5-year deal? I really think so.
Yeah.
So again, it's a bad stain on Fromber, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think some teams will agree with me. And if he struggles, I think that's going to hold him back in free agency.
I thought Arm dropped a bar on yesterday's show. Yeah, we turned it into a quote card. Best case scenario, because of Fromber's body language, he didn't care his catcher got drilled in the chest. Like, that's best case scenario.
Exactly. Like, that is really, really bad. That's a horrible look. Horrible.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I have nothing against Fromber. I fucking love watching Fromber pitch. He's diabolical when he's on.
Yeah.
Even when he's off, he's still pretty damn good.
Yep.
He's a playoff legend. He's pitched in so many big games. Heartbeat is about as slow as possible. But I think teams are going to remember that. And he better shove. He better shove. Because here's the thing about baseball. If he shoves, people,
You get
these
paid.
front offices put a blind eye to a lot. But they don't if you're not at your peak. Keep a watch on Fromber.
Got you. Last question of the mailbag we've got for you pertains to innings limits. Big Red Analytics and Discord. Love them. What's your opinion on innings limits and how you think they will evolve in the coming years as more R&D goes into recovery? I've asked a lot of questions about this. I've asked a lot of people a lot of things about this.
I'd love to hear you talk about it.
I'm fascinated by it.
Me too.
As it pertains to young pitchers, we have seen the world change. The Mets took out an insurance policy, or Boris took out an insurance policy on Matt Harvey's arm. I'm blanking on who took out an insurance policy there. There was a hard cap on Strasburg's innings. Fast forward about a decade, and Skeens is tapered at the beginning of the year so he can go all systems go for the Pirates in 24. Bubba Chandler, they keep in AAA as a management, it seems, for a little bit longer. Um, there are other guys that are tapering off a little bit. You see skipped starts. Innings limits are fascinating to me because who's to say they fucking work? Like,
It's not proven that they work. And that's why when Fink came on and said, when we were talking about McLean, Tong, they've thrown all these innings in the minor leagues. Are they actually going to be weapons in the playoffs? That was a concern. And then Fink comes on and says, yes, Stern says there's no innings limit. Like
yeah.
they're going to keep throwing. And I'm like, wait, that's awesome. Because
So,
why are innings limits the answer? What have they proven?
yeah. So I love where Stearns is at. I know there are other organizations around baseball that feel the same way. And there are three ways in which you monitor a guy's workload over the course of a year, it seems. Uh, Number of innings in a season, number of pitches in a start, and number of pitches in an inning. And that's the one I think is going to be the most malleable and probably the biggest one. What we're starting to see now is the reluctance to allow a guy to go past 30 pitches in a single inning. Especially with the pitch clock, you get tired. You're pitching fatigued. I just went to the driving range this morning. I got way too many balls to hit that I was like ready for. I probably should have hit 100 balls today. I hit 150. And for the last 50, I was like, man, I'm tired. And the form is off. So you got this random unathletic sack like me that's saying the form is off, the technique is off, I'm playing fatigued right now. How about a major league pitcher that is operating at a speed that is unsustainable physically? And that's been proven by all the elbow surgeries and all the shoulder surgeries. Operating at max effort when you're fatigued, that's not good. So the question is, when are you fatigued? Are you fatigued in September? Are you fatigued in the seventh inning at 105 pitches? Or are you fatigued at the 28th pitch of the inning? I'd be fascinated to know how we move from there. So the whole idea of this guy isn't going past 140 innings this year, I think is a little weird. And it seems like a lot of organizations are getting away from that. Pitches has become overwhelmingly apparent. You mentioned Cubs shut down Horton's last start before he got to 80 pitches. Understandably so. Around 80, you're going to get dog tired. But I think the one that you're going to see monitored most closely is high stress pitches over the course of an inning.
Yep.
You get over 20 pitches, what happens to your mechanics? You get over 25, what happens to your mechanics? And God forbid you get over 30 over the course of an inning, what happens to your mechanics? That is the one to me that jumps out as the most drastic. Pitches over the course of an inning, and then pitches over the course of a start, and then it's innings over the course of a season.
I love that comparison. And I also think to myself, too, just to piggyback on what you were saying, I look at 10 pitches in the third inning with nobody on compared to, let's say, even 10 pitches at the end of the first inning where there's a couple of runners on and they're more high stress. Like those, not all those pitches are created equal. So again, you covered most of it, but I just think about what types of pitches are also a lot different, which innings they're being thrown in, what situations they're being thrown in. And I think the Mets, and why I'm so fired up for what they're doing, is they're saying there's nuance to this. It shouldn't be this set amount of pitches, this set amount of innings, and you're done. That's why, again, going back to the point that everybody hates, is why I don't think Kate Horton's going to win Rookie of the Year, is because I think the Cubs should let him go. There was no reason I thought to pull him at 75 pitches. Like, let him keep going.
Yeah.
You want him to keep going in the playoffs. September feels good and feels good. I bet Kate Horton was pissed when he came out. He's
Yeah.
like, damn it, I still got more in the tank.
I understand drastically escalating a certain number. Like, I understand going from 90 to 160 is totally out of bounds, and you shouldn't be doing that over the course of a season. And that's the place that it jumps out to me. And Horton is like approaching that.
I know, but it's like if he feels good, he feels good.
I know, I know. The other one that fascinates me is the whole idea of ups, like number of times you get up and get into game speed. The one that jumps out to me is like reliever appearances. If the most number of appearances that you've made over the course of a season is like 50, and you got somebody pushing 67 or 70, like that's a little nerve-wracking to me.
Yeah.
So
Interesting
I
to
don't know. There's a
see.
lot of shit.
I want to see how teams like. I think a perfect use case is, let's say in the playoffs, McLean and Tong are dominating. They look great, going way past their quote unquote innings limit. Do other teams start to adjust?
Also, does it turn into college baseball where they're throwing 110 pitches and then 4 days later they're throwing 110 pitches?
I don't know. It's
We'll
a
see.
fascinating development, and we'll definitely be talking about it in the offseason, and I'm sure more reports will come out. And it's
Yep.
almost like I want McLean and Tong to dominate, not just because they're awesome and I think it's
But
fun
you
to
want to
watch
see
them.
how they, yeah, you want to
I
see how
want
they're
to see
handled.
that, and I want to see it work and how
Yeah.
teams adjust. That'll be
Yeah.
fun.
It will be fun. Okay, let's end really quickly with a weekend preview. I've got some games highlighted here over the course of the weekend. I just want you to pick a winner, straight up.
So
Mets Reds tonight at 6:40 at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. Andrew Abbott and his 2.65 ERA. He has ticked down as of late against David Peterson, looking for a bounce back for the Mets.
Abbott has ticked down a little bit of late. I think it could be a Peterson bounce back, but the thing is, like, Abbott is
Is a
still
dog.
pretty damn good, even if he's taking a step back. I'm gonna go with the Reds there.
Okay. 7:05 in New York. Kevin Gausman and the Blue Jays against Cam Schlittler and the Yankees.
Yankees by 50.
Cool. Logan Gilbert, Chris Sale in Atlanta. Mariners, Braves. Again, Gilbert, Sale
In Atlanta,
in Atlanta.
Braves.
7:15 tonight.
The Mariners are the worst road team I've ever seen. And
They're
I've
bad.
watched the 2025 Colorado Rockies.
I don't know what's going on, but they're bad. In Tampa, Guardians, Rays. Gavin Williams against Ian Seymour, who has been very good for the Rays.
I like Ian Seymour, but the Guardians are crushing baseballs lately. They just gave Crochet the business. Another lefty in their way. I think they keep hitting. Give me the Guardians. And also, Gavin Williams is awesome.
Okay. 9:40 in Arizona tonight. Peyton Tolley, start number 2 against Eduardo Rodriguez.
Red Sox.
Not a
Eduardo
question
Rodriguez,
for you.
please.
Okay. How about Phillies Marlins? This is a fun one. Jesus Luzardo throwing in Miami against Sandy Alcantara.
Oh, that's awesome. Um, Fish fam, why not?
Yeah, that's Saturday at 4:10. 105 on Saturday. Blue Jays Yankees in New York. Max Scherzer, Luis Heel.
Eh, I'll give the Blue Jays that one.
Okay. Uh, who's the better pitcher by ERA? Tarek Skubal or Martin Perez at 6:10 in Detroit?
Martin Perez.
Martin Perez has a 2.16 ERA. Skubal has a 2.18 ERA. White Sox Tigers.
White Sox ML. They're hot. They're hot. They're getting close to 53 and a half wins. The boys, the White Sox wagon has left the station.
It is the funny stuff. It's the good stuff. In Cincinnati, Jonah Tong, start number 2, first career start on the road against Brady Singer.
Mets.
Okay.
Tong is a dog.
Yeah, he is. Saturday at 7:05 in Baltimore. Dodgers Orioles at Camden Yards. Yamamoto against Trevor Rogers.
Oh, oh, uh, Trevor Ross Yamamoto is so good too. Give me the Orioles. Trevor Rogers is the best pitcher on the planet.
Love it. Birdland. 7:05 in Tampa. Tanner Bybee, Shane Baz, Guardians Rays.
Another good game. I think the Guardians stay hot here, and I think that's like it's almost your Rays take. Like I think they're just about to take a yeah. Give me the Guardians.
Okay. And then Saturday at 7:15 in Atlanta, Bryce Miller against Hurston Waldrop.
Braves. I'm not picking the Mariners on the road ever.
Wow. Okay. So this one's easy then. Luis Castillo, Spencer Strider at noon in Atlanta
Braves.
on Sunday.
Braves sweep.
Wow. Okay. How about Guardians Rays in Tampa? Drew Rasmussen, Parker Messick at noon on Sunday.
Guardians sweep.
Wow. Bassett Freed, Blue Jays Yankees 135 on Sunday.
God, we better win that game. So we won't. Blue Jays.
And then there is no Sunday night baseball that day. Last start is in Arizona. Brian Bayo against Ryan Nelson. Nelson's been very good this year.
Nelson has been very good this year. The D-backs feel like a team that could get to Bayo. I'm going to go Snakes.
Okay. That is our weekend preview. And that, friends, is your mailbag.
Hopefully everybody enjoyed, and the best way to support the Just Baseball show, rate and review 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to your shows. And if you would be so kind as to leave a written review as well. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that big red subscribe button, like button, comment button, the whole nine. And of course, if you want to join the best baseball group chat in the world, make sure to join our Discord. You can find the link in the episode description. In the meantime, go get yourself some Just Baseball merch. One of these big boys, the hats. Go get yours again in the episode description. For Jack McMullen, I'm Peter Apple. Have a great weekend. And with that, thank you, everybody.